Saddam Hussein has gone to elaborate lengths, spent enormous sums, taken great risks to build and keep weapons of mass destruction.
Saddam Hussein is determined to get his hands on a nuclear bomb.
Nuclear weapon. Nuclear weapon. Nuclear weapon.
Active chemical munitions bunkers, mobile production facilities.
We know he's got chemical weapons. He's got them. He's got them. He's got them.
They lied.
Okay.
They said there were weapons of mass destruction. There were none, and they knew there were none. There were no weapons of mass destruction.
All right.
They've already developed missiles that can threaten Europe and our bases overseas, and they're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of America. I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen.
We knew something like this would happen, didn't we? Can I just ask, do you think that this would be happening had Kamala Harris become president in an alternative universe? I think probably yes. I think this is unavoidable. And I think what we have to pay attention to, tell me if you agree, is the idea that there are certain events, significant events, geopolitical events, wars, pandemics, matters of supreme and determining control that will happen regardless of who you vote for. Electoral democracy is a sham, and while you're down here with me and all of us quibbling and quarrelling about the culture, the macro and geopolitical narratives continue in a recognisable way. And the problem we have with mass immediate communication and independent media information is we can sort of keep track of it in a way that I think was difficult in the sort of 60s, 70s, 80s. You'd have had to be a kind of intellectual to go, hold on a minute, what's going on in Vietnam? What's happening in Korea? It took a while, didn't it? Just things were slower. Now it's happening so sort of quickly. We're quickly realising even the idiosyncratic and pathologically individualistic Donald Trump, ultimately, when it comes to significant matters like geopolitics and war in the Middle East, is doing probably exactly what Kamala Harris, Biden, Newsom, AOC, Mamdani, pick a name, would be doing.
That makes me smart. Today, the United States military continues to carry out large-scale combat operations in Iran to eliminate the grave threats posed to America by this terrible terrorist regime.
I'm worried about this, mate. Grave threats posed to America. I've heard this song somewhere before, haven't you? They decide on an outcome and then they reverse engineer what's required to bring that outcome about. If the desired outcome is we need to get control of a particular region or a set of resources, or we need to bring down an individual, or we need to move a nation in this direction politically, they make that decision. They go, what will be the obstacles to that? They go, people will resist it. For example, the pandemic's the best example we're ever going to get of we need to legitimize digital ID, mass vaccination and unprecedented levels of control. What would make people do that? Well, we'll have to rely on them being terrified of a virus and that it's going to kill people, and in order to preserve life and protect people they love, they're going to have to behave in a certain way.
Keir Starmer says British involvement in the war will be for defensive operations only.
Defensive operations only. But there's been preemptive strikes. So what do you mean defensive? A preemptive strike, that's again semantics. That means nothing had happened and then we did something.
Israel attacked them, they hit us first, and we waited for them to hit us. We would suffer more casualties and more deaths. We went proactively in a defensive way to prevent them from inflicting higher damage.
Proactively in a defensive way. It's pure propaganda.
Had we not done so, there would have been hearings on Capitol Hill about how we knew that this was going to happen and we didn't act preemptively to prevent more casualties and more loss of life.
Say with your kids, like there's a fight, right? Who started it? That's the first question. Who started it? Well, I did a preemptive strike. But I had to. Without those preemptive strikes, you'll never know what I have protected you from. All you'll know is all the stuff from the past, whether it's the Vietnam War, the Korean War, the Ukraine War, the Afghanistan War, or the Iraq War, and I think my record speaks for itself. You can trust me. My strong sense is that this is an escalation of global tensions that's going to come to our doorstep. This might be one of those things that's going to mean, and now you guys are going to have to stay in your houses.
Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime.
This is old school politics that we've had for time immemorial, isn't it? Like, this is not, I don't think, the Trump that you lot all voted for. At least these aren't the policies. What happened to America first?
America first.
Non-interventionism, you know, spend your money on American cities, revitalizing the American economy.
They were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons, yet they continue.
Well, the thing is we're familiar with this kind of discourse and this kind of narrative, i.e. we need to preemptively make moves in order to ensure global safety. When I was a younger fella, when it was Iraq that was the country that your country and mine were teaming up to attack, I remember thinking, I don't trust all this stuff, you know, like the weapons of mass destruction stuff. Let's cast our mind back. The last time we did this, in the good old Gulf War days, it was Iraq, and these are the kind of things, well, not the kind of things, here are the things that were said then, in this instance by George W. Bush, the then vilified president of your nation.
Saddam Hussein has gone to elaborate lengths, spent enormous sums, taken great risks to build and keep weapons of mass destruction.
Iraq, incredible weapons. Incredible weapons. How do you know that? Well, we looked at the receipt.
These are patterns that are recognizable, and if you find yourself saying things that you've heard in legacy media, that means they've parasitically co-opted your consciousness. We had to do this preemptive strike because otherwise Iran might have done this, that or the other. We need radical systemic change. We cannot get caught up in personalities anymore. This is the time for real principles and real change, whether it's the significant global events like this escalating Middle Eastern conflict, it's been going on for a few years now, it's always going to lead to something like this, or more micro community-oriented issues like where we get our food from and how we talk to one another and how we vote and how democracy actually runs and if we even have democracy. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments and the chat. Could your health issues be being caused by an invisible enemy? I don't mean the ghost of Adolf Hitler. I mean actual parasites getting inside you and messing with your shit. I was digging into parasite cleanses when I came across this doctor. I don't mean that in a filthy way.
What are the main differences between ivermectin and fenbendazole? These are two anti-pathogens used to treat parasitic infections and other similar types of conditions. They are used quite often in the oncology world to treat cancer. They both have as anti-pathogenic abilities.
Do you know 50% of Americans have parasites? They secretly invade your body, wreaking havoc on your gut, energy levels, and even your brain hole. And the mainstream medical system, they don't care about you and your parasites. They don't when you're thinking about this, because one great cleanse can change your life. The Wellness Company has a solution for you. Ivermectin plus mebendazole, a Nobel Prize winner, now in Parasite Cleanse combo that wipes out these invaders. Just fill out a brief medical intake form to get a 3-month supply. Lots of parasite cleanses are all over social media, but not the gold standard level. Oh no. Maha has officially happened. The Wellness Company is making these medications available to you to get parasites out. Go to twc.health/brand to get $60 off plus free shipping. Get them parasites out. Thanks for watching the video. Have a look at this one over here or join us Monday, Wednesday and Friday on Rumble.